Dark greetings, I am Lord Freakzilla, and this is Gothic Sagas. Here we explore deep into the shadows of reality, where the strange, the creepy, and the tragic collide. So hit that subscribe button, and together, let's venture into the darkness, where shadows dance and secrets lurk.
In October 2022, a YouTuber named Chris Hill, creator of the exploration channel Urbex Hill, released a video that would unsettle even seasoned investigators of the unknown. His channel was built on documenting abandoned places across America, locations long forgotten by time, yet never truly empty. On this night, Chris chose to explore the abandoned Cedar Avenue Substation, a crumbling industrial relic hidden within Cleveland. Constructed in 1917 by the Cleveland Railroad Company, the substation once pulsed with purpose. It was the first automatic facility of its kind for the company, helping power the electric streetcars that reshaped the city's transportation. But progress is merciless. As technology evolved, the substation was abandoned on June 15, 1948. For more than 75 years, it stood silent. Over time, stories began to grow around its empty halls. Whispers of figures seen where no one stood. Movements where nothing should move. Sounds with no source. Despite the warnings, despite the rumors, Chris entered the structure alone, in the middle of the night. Inside, the building was decaying. The walls peeled apart like shedding skin. The air was stale. Animal remains lay scattered across the floor. Silent evidence that life had passed through and died there. Chris placed infrared cameras throughout the structure, hoping to capture what the human eye might miss. Then he descended into the basement, and that's when everything changed.
Alright, let's head down. Alright. Whoa. It's noticeably colder in here. What the hell? If you stand right here, it's kind of warm. Like normal temperature. But as soon as you go in here, it gets cold. That is creepy as hell. Shit. Whoa, that is weird. That is weird. Like, I'm not joking, y'all. It's noticeably colder. Shit, this is gonna be creepy. Oh, God. Help me. I keep thinking I hear somebody talking. I wonder what these things are used for. It's like these shells are all connected, it seems like. Damn. Can't tell though.
As Chris stepped into the basement, he immediately noticed something unnatural. The air had changed. Just beyond the doorway, the temperature dropped sharply, as if he had crossed an invisible boundary. When he stepped back, the warmth returned. When he stepped forward again, the cold swallowed him once more. Cold spots like this are often associated with alleged hauntings. Many investigators believe they occur when something unseen draws heat from the surrounding environment. As Chris scanned the room, his camera briefly passed across a long concrete structure. Hidden in the darkness behind it, a pale shape shifted, a white figure. But Chris never saw it. He continued exploring, unaware he had already been seen. Moments later, as he returned upstairs, one of his infrared cameras captured something far more disturbing.
666. That's just a generator making that noise. Hell's door. That's kind of creepy. Still gotta go down there too. That was loud. What the hell? What the fuck? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that noise? All of a sudden, I feel sick. Come on, don't do this. Oh, fuck. Come on, man. I gotta get out of here.
A sudden violent bang shattered the silence. Chris froze. In that moment, just behind him, something moved. A shadowy figure passed within arm's reach, silent, fast, and impossibly close. Chris turned. Nothing was there, but seconds later, the same figure appeared again, peering from a doorway across the room, as if it had crossed the space instantly. Then, Chris's body began to fail him. Without warning, he became violently ill. He began vomiting uncontrollably, his strength draining away. While he struggled, the white figure appeared again in the background, watching him, observing, waiting. Chris never saw it. He wouldn't discover any of this until later, when reviewing his footage at home. Shaken but determined, he returned to the substation 1 month later. He wanted answers. He had no idea. Something was waiting for him.
Probably not a good idea to be back here after what happened last time. I got the same setup, the same IR camera setup, and see if I can catch anything else. So I'm back. Wish me luck. I'm just gonna follow the same path as last time. It's a weird noise in this room. That's creepy.
As Chris moved back into the building, retracing his previous steps, his equipment captured something chilling. A voice, faint and low. It whispered a warning. You're not supposed to be here. Then after a pause, it told him to run. Chris never reacted. He hadn't heard it. Not then.
It's a weird noise in this room.
Ignoring the warning he never knew existed, Chris continued deeper into this structure. He searched the rooms where he had previously seen nothing, but felt things. At first, there were no signs of movement, no figures, no sounds. But when he returned to the basement, the cold returned with him. The temperature dropped so sharply that his breath became visible. The same unnatural boundary, the same invisible presence. Still, he pressed forward, and then something moved.
It's still really cold in here. Look, you can see my breath now. Look. Like, that's how you know I'm not lying. It's really creepy in here. As I walk, it sounds like people are talking. Bones are still there. It's nasty. What the hell is that? Oh, shit. Something. Holy shit. I know y'all heard that. That scared the shit out of me. I do have my gun just in case. It might have been an animal. Holy shit.
A massive crash thundered from above. Chris panicked and ran, his survival instincts overriding his curiosity. Later reviewing the footage, his infrared camera revealed the white figure again. It moved through the room with purpose. Chris tried to rationalize what happened. He believed a crate had simply fallen from above, but nothing explained how it had fallen or what had moved it. Still searching for answers, he set up another infrared camera and continued investigating. That decision would prove dangerous.
There's the grate. This big ass box just fell on this grate. Maybe it fell from up there. Oh my god, my heart's racing. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna put the IR camera up here while I explore. I got the IR camera set up at the top floor. Yeah, those gotta be raccoons. I can hear them up there. Oh my god. What the fuck just happened?
Without warning, Chris was violently thrown backward. There was no visible attacker, no animal, no person, nothing. He hit the ground hard and lost consciousness. For nearly 10 minutes, he lay motionless on the cold basement floor. During that time, strange white particles appeared in the air above him, drifting into view before vanishing into nothing. When Chris finally regained consciousness, confusion and fear overtook him. He grabbed his equipment and fled. He never looked back. Whatever existed inside that building had given him warnings. First, it made him sick. Then it told him to leave. Then it tried to scare him away. And when he refused, it forced him out. Since that night, Chris has never returned to the Cedar Avenue Substation. Some places are abandoned. Others are occupied. Just not by the living. In June of 2023, a YouTuber named Kaylee uploaded a troubling exploration titled Exploring a Haunted Abandoned Psych Ward to her channel, The Paranormal Patch. Her content usually follows her drifting from one forgotten structure to the next, documenting the echoes inside America's haunted and decaying places. This time she set her sights on the abandoned Arthur Brisbane Treatment Center, tucked away in the deep woods of New Jersey. Reaching it wasn't easy. Kaylee hiked nearly 2 miles through the thick brush before finally spotting the first of the 3 derelict buildings looming through the trees. She slipped into the first structure, flashlight trembling across hollow rooms and broken tiles. Nothing. No voices, no movement, no hint of the supernatural. The second building wasn't much different. Collapsed furniture, graffiti peeling like sunburnt skin, and silence thick enough to swallow her footsteps. But the third building, the moment she stepped inside, the tone of the entire exploration changed. The air felt charged, heavier, and that's when things began to go wrong for Kaylee.
Look at this, guys. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, look at the lockers. Guys, this place is so loud. Is it haunted? Because I keep hearing noises too. Okay, let's go in. So this was the schoolhouse. See if I missed anything cool. I hope I can open this. Why did it move as soon as I came close to it? Can someone explain that to me? was freaky.
As Kaylee approached one of the interior doors, it suddenly shifted and rattled as if something on the other side had shoved it. She froze, heart pounding, then forced herself to open it. Inside, nothing. No animals, no person, nothing that could have caused this sudden movement. She lingered, replaying the moment, trying to make sense of it. Eventually, she brushed it off, telling herself it must have been the wind or the unstable frame of the old building. But as she wandered deeper into the third facility, the calm she forced on herself didn't last long. Something else was waiting behind the next hallway.
I think it's all basically the same shit. That scared the shit out of me. Oh my good lord. That was spooky. Why the fuck are the doors opening and closing?
Multiple doors began swinging open on their own, then slamming shut with violent force. Not one, not two, several at once. Kaylee bolted from the room and stared down the hallway, trying to convince herself she had seen something logical. Her earlier wind theory no longer made sense. There were no open windows, no cross breeze, nothing to explain several doors moving simultaneously. She stood outside for several minutes debating whether to leave the building entirely, but curiosity and maybe stubbornness won out. After catching her breath, she stepped back inside to investigate whatever was causing those doors to move.
Not the moving doors again. Do we go towards it? Bruh. What door is doing that? Oh, I like this room. Hey, shut up back there. What door was doing that? What's this? What one is it? Y'all just watched me walk past all of that. What door is that? What door is doing that? Dude, I'm leaving. I'm going through this hole. Alright, let's get out of here.
Inside, Kaylee searched every hallway and room she could reach, but nothing explained the intense, repeated door slamming she had witnessed. Worse, more doors began shifting, creaking, and slamming as she walked past them, as if reacting to her presence. By now, her nerves were done. Whatever was causing the commotion, wind, or a hidden squatter, or something she couldn't see, she no longer cared. She backed out through a collapsed wall and made her way out of the structure for good. To this day, there's no confirmed explanation. A squatter could have been inside, but she never heard footsteps or voices, just the violent movement of doors. And while old buildings can react to air pressure, the synchronized slamming and lack of airflow makes that theory unlikely. Whether it was the wind or something darker hiding inside the Arthur Brisbane Treatment Center, only Kaylee knows how it felt to stand in that hallway and watch those doors move on their own.
So, I don't really know too much about this place, other than the fact that it was like a school for children who needed help. I've seen some reviews on Google Maps of people who actually went here and they said that it was terrible.
And that wraps up this episode. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, so we can keep bringing you more creepy, bizarre, and haunting tales. Check out the links below to dive deeper. And if you have your own creepy encounter, tell us in the comments. We might feature it in a future video. Until next time, sleep tight.